Hey there, service pros. This is Christian from the Workiz product team. In this video, we're going to talk about everybody's least favorite topic, client disputes. More specifically, we'll cover some of the best practices related to preventing client disputes and all the tools Workiz provides to help you protect your business. Before we get started, let's talk about what disputes are. A dispute is when a cardholder, typically your client, questions a charge from your company with their card issuer, their bank. You can view all of your disputes from the Disputes tab on the Workiz Pay dashboard. If successful, a dispute can lead to a chargeback, which is when the cardholder is refunded the amount you charged them for a service. The amount is deducted from your Workiz Pay balance, and if your Workiz Pay balance can't cover the chargeback, the remaining balance is drawn from your business bank account. There's also a non-refundable fee associated with disputes. All that to say, disputes are the worst. They're bound to ruin your day. Ours too. They're not something you want to deal with. You can resolve a dispute in your company's favor to reverse the chargeback so that you can keep your hard-earned money, but that takes time. You can also take some measures to help prevent them altogether. So let's talk about that. The first thing we'll want to cover is your statement descriptor. That's the name your clients will see on their bank statements linked to charges from your business. You want this to be clear and recognizable, allowing your clients to put two and two together when reviewing their statements. The last thing you want to happen is have a client review their bank statement, see the charge from your company, and not recognize the company responsible for the charge. Maybe they simply forgot about the service, or maybe your statement descriptor doesn't exactly mirror your company's name and/or services. When signing up for Workiz Pay, Workiz will automatically generate your statement descriptor to match the business name you have on your account. To see your statement descriptor, go ahead and select Workiz Pay from the sidebar navigation. Next, select the My Account tab. Under Account Settings, you'll see your statement descriptor. Go ahead and hit Edit if you want to change it. Next, let's talk about making sure that you're doing all you can to help your clients have a clear understanding of what to expect from your services before and after they take place. We're talking about estimates and invoices. We'll start with estimates. Beyond providing detailed estimates with line items, you also want to consider adding notes whenever there's extra information you want to communicate to your client. And if you're adding notes, you may want to specifically mention those in the email you send to your clients with a link for the estimate, or a separate text message using the Workiz Message Center, or both. The more you have in writing, the better. You also want to make sure that you're not simply getting verbal approval from your clients. With the Workiz Client Portal, you can send your clients an estimate and have them approve it by providing their signature. The estimate status will automatically change to approved, and the signature will get saved onto the estimate page. As for invoices, Workiz makes it easy for your team to take an approved estimate, convert it into a job, and then create an invoice from that job that contains all of the same line items your customer already approved. If there are any changes or additions you have to make to the invoice, make sure you communicate that to your client both verbally and on the invoice. If your client is paying for the invoice in the Workiz Client Portal, you can also require a signature alongside the payment. And if you're collecting payment while out on the field, you can collect a signature right from the Workiz mobile app. That way, you can definitively say that the client approved of the service every step of the way. One quick but pretty big note about collecting payments out on the field. If your team doesn't send invoices to clients for payments and instead collects payments right from the mobile app, we'd strongly recommend using our card readers. Because a card has to be physically present, using a card reader with Workiz Pay has the potential to reduce the number of chargebacks made against your business. In the eyes of a bank, processing the credit card with the card reader strongly implies that the cardholder, your client, was present for the transaction. That's big. To learn more about how to order a card reader that you can use with Workiz Pay, check out the link in the description below. Okay, back to estimates and invoices. Let's talk about attachments. Workiz allows you to easily attach images directly to your estimates and invoices. And if you're using custom fields, you can create fields for images like before and after photos, and then make those image fields required in order for your team to create and/or close a job. You can also add shortcode options directly to your estimate and invoice templates so that those documents are automatically generated to include the images you saved onto the job. No extra steps needed. This way, both you and your clients have a clear idea of what took place. And if your client provided a signature on the estimate and the invoice, they're not just approving of the services as they were listed and described in the documents, but also as they were shown on the images provided. For more information on that, check out the link in the description below. And while we're talking about your invoice and estimate documents, let's talk about a few other things you can do with those templates. I want to cover return and cancellation policies. You may have a unique policy or simply use a personalized template you found online. Either way, you want to make sure that your clients have a clear understanding of what those policies are. Beyond that, you also want to make sure that they don't have to dig too far to find them. As mentioned before, Workiz provides you with templates for both your invoices and estimates, allowing you to customize those templates to your every need. These documents already have a space for terms at the bottom of the page, but you can customize the text there to include the relevant policies your company has for returns, cancellations, or refunds. And by including that information on your templates, you can ensure that every estimated invoice you send to clients from the software will include the necessary language to protect your business. Also, if you've got a website, make sure those policies can easily be found there too. And while we're talking about those policies, make sure you also honor them promptly in the event that your client is entitled to a full or partial refund. Okay, 2 more things before I let you go. If you mistakenly charge your client's credit card more than once for the same payment, make sure you correct it as soon as possible and then contact your client to notify them of the mistake your team made, as well as the measures you took to correct it. You can review all of your Workiz Pay charges from the Payments tab on the Workiz Pay dashboard. You'll be able to see duplicate charges made to the same job or invoice ID. If you open that job, you'll see there's a negative balance listed under the Payments tab. That means you overcharged your client relative to the amount of money that was due on the invoice. If your client's entitled to that money, send it back. One last thing, sending receipts for payments. If your clients are paying via credit card using Workiz Pay, they'll automatically receive an email receipt detailing the payment information. And if you need to send your client a receipt after the payment was made, you can click on the receipt icon within the payment section. And that's it. You're all set to start protecting your business from client disputes. Feel free to subscribe to this channel for all the latest on how Workiz can help your business grow. Thanks for watching.